The Pokemon franchise is a long, ongoing franchise, and I don't think it will stop anytime soon. I remember when I started playing the Pokemon games on my Game Boy Advance and the Nintendo DS and 3DS. And even though Game Freak has always been lacking in innovation in a lot of the games that came out, I still enjoyed playing those games. At some point, I couldn't really keep up with all the new generations of Pokemon that were coming out because I definitely grew up with the original 151 Pokemon. But still, I thoroughly enjoyed the Pokemon games. Now, of course, we have come to a place where Game Freak is trying, but not always succeeding. When we look back to the first Pokemon Legends game, Arceus, for example, it wasn't the greatest looking game, but it was fun in its own way. It was open. They definitely tried different things, and I think it did pay off. Legends Arceus is a pretty fun game. And then came Scarlet and Violet, the truly very first open world Pokemon game. And we clearly saw Game Freak struggling with this title. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet did not run well when it first launched on the Nintendo Switch. It is still not running perfectly, but the gameplay is noticeably smoother, and it's a lot better than when it was released. And now we have come to what looks like the official sequel to Pokemon Legends, which is Pokemon Legends Z-A. Now, we've heard a lot of talk about this game, but now we finally have a trailer. And I am very, very curious about this trailer. So I've set it up. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to respond to it. And I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I'm very, very curious. Let's get started, shall we? Okay, I got the trailer in front of me. And now it's time to find out what Pokemon Legends Z-A is really about.
Pokemon Legends Z-A is a new title in the Pokemon series.
I mean, this looks different. Wow. I remember Scarlet and Violet not looking this crisp because it was a blurry mess when we saw the gameplay and the trailer probably as well. I can't remember exactly, but this already looks a lot better. And it says the story takes place in Lumio City, but just the city. Okay, it's a large city, but it's not open world. Maybe that was too big of a task for Game Freak, so they, just made a really, really large city. That, I mean, it might not be a bad choice. It might be a smart move.
The story takes place in Lumio City, the largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands tall at the center of this city of beautiful vistas. These days, Lumios is
Wait, did I see Nurse Joy? Okay. I mean, it does look like Nurse Joy, but the hair looks a bit different. The twirls look shorter than the original. Is that right? I think so. But we're back to actually having Pokemon centers in buildings again instead of, something that's just randomly put into the world. So that's nice.
These days, Lumios is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment plan to
Ooh, apparently now instead of just being out there in the world, you can also just walk in the world like virtual space, like virtual reality or augmented reality. Which one is it? I can't, I don't know. I mean, the guy is a hologram. I can see that much. So he can just what? Project himself into the world. Can he move around as a hologram and basically see everything? Just not touch anything, but he can see and talk to everybody. That would be cool. But I also feel like it would be dangerous. You need to go outside and touch grass.
turn it into a city that people and Pokemon truly share. After you arrive in Lumio City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first partner, Chikorita, Tepig.
Tepig is one of the starter Pokemon. It's just weird to me that they chose Tepig for this instead of just using Cyndaquil, because Tepig is from a later generation. It just doesn't really make sense to me, but they must have had their reasons to do this. And this is also the very first time that I've seen starter Pokemon that are from different generations.
And Totodile. You'll choose one of these Pokemon to accompany you on a new journey as you get to know Lumio City and its inhabitants. Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you
Alright.
arrive in Lumios, you'll meet a new friend and ally. Either Urbane,
Which character you meet will depend on the appearance you choose for yourself in the game. So maybe if you choose to play as a boy, then your ally will be a girl and vice versa. Why not?
or Tawny. The hotel where you'll be staying is run by AZ.
Oh, Jesus. He looks like... Wait.
The hotel
This guy looks incredibly tall and skinny. He just looks like Slenderman, but with hair and what looks like a tail. Does anybody else also see Slenderman when they look at AZ? Or is it just me? Let me know down in the comments.
where you'll be staying is run by AZ. You'll also meet his partner, Floette. Lumios's redevelopment
That's a cute
is being
Pokemon.
managed by Quasartico.
Not what I saw coming for it when compared to what AZ looks like.
Vinny. The different people you meet will make your time in Lumios all the richer.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like this woman, Jet, she gives me villain vibes. Maybe it's because, you know, they said CEO and this is what she looks like. Maybe she's a villain, maybe not.
Harry Vinny. The different people you meet will make your time in Lumios all the richer. To help people and Pokemon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These areas, located throughout Lumios, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. So they have zones in the city that are basically abandoned. Nobody lives in that area, but it's run by wild Pokemon. Just they run free. So it's like an open zoo. I mean, I don't exactly know how to describe this except for open zoo, but interesting idea.
To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball.
Just like in Arceus.
If you're having a hard time catching one, have one of your Pokemon use its moves to weaken the target, making it easier to catch.
That's very familiar to everyone that's played Pokemon before.
This game offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach.
You
or
can also
different areas of
move.
effect. So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand.
Oh, okay.
Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks.
Oh, that's interesting. I can lead my Pokemon away from my opponent's attacks so they miss. But that means they can also do the same thing. That is interesting. I like that. That's cool.
Swap Pokemon if you need to and find the right moment to unleash a move. What's more, certain Pokemon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution.
Okay, Mega Evolution is
When a
back.
trainer's Keystone resonates with the Mega Stone held by their Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape. It'll unlock a new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its favor.
Okay, you know what? I kind of liked the Mega Evolutions instead of the one that they did in Sword and Shield where they just become gigantic. I don't know what it was about it, but just making those Pokemon bigger didn't really, I don't know, resonate with me too much. It wasn't that great. And in Scarlet and Violet, I don't know what it was, but the name was already just too difficult to say. So, I mean, it looked shiny, it looked good, but Mega Evolution, I think, is best.
As Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokemon, who knows what kinds of encounters and experiences will await you.
What Pokemon is that? That must be new. I've never seen that. That is a tiny Pokemon. Probably very easy to miss.
Pokémon Legends Z-A, coming late 2025.
Okay, wow. I mean, it's coming this year, which is exciting, and I'm most definitely gonna buy it and most likely stream it as well. But I didn't really see the gyms in this game, so I don't think they've included them. I do wonder what they're gonna do exactly with this game if there are no gyms. But if it just takes place in one city, then having eight different gyms, of course, does not make any sense. So the trailer was definitely interesting. The fact that it's not open world but just taking place in a big city might be a very smart move by Game Freak because last time it didn't really go so well. Even though Scarlet and Violet broke sales records, it was an immediate success. It did not run well on the Switch and it was pretty glitchy as well. Now it's a lot better. It's still not 100% there. There's still frame dips and all that, but it's working a whole lot better than when it was released. From the first couple of seconds when I saw the city also didn't look like a blurry mess. It actually looks decent. This particular image also really caught my interest for some reason. I mean, I really do wonder how far this particular idea can go. I'm way too focused on this. I'm still not entirely sure why they chose Tepig as one of the starter Pokemon instead of Cyndaquil like they should have. It's not explained in this trailer. Maybe there is a reason. I just don't know what the reason is. And honestly, if it was Cyndaquil, I would have picked Cyndaquil. But I'm not a big fan of Tepig, so I'm probably gonna go with Totodile. This guy is freaking me out because I'm convinced that this is Slender Man in disguise. He has invaded the city and he's just waiting for the right time to strike. I'm pretty sure that he is a very nice and good guy because, it's Pokemon. I'm also a little bit confused about why they have wild zones in the city itself. Look at all those buildings around, those apartments around. Aren't there people supposed to be living in those apartments? I mean, it's an interesting idea, but I wonder how this actually would work in an actual big city. Also, now that I think about it, what is stopping from these wild Pokemon to leave the wild zone and wreak havoc in the city? Am I overthinking this? Absolutely. That's how my brain works. The battling system definitely looks interesting, especially the part where you can not just move around, but also lead your Pokemon, which can result in your opponent's Pokemon move not connecting and missing your Pokemon, and then you strike. That's interesting. That can really add an extra layer of strategy to the battling system. I'm very curious as to how this goes. I'm interested so far. I'm also very happy that they brought Mega Evolution back for some reason. I don't know why, but I do feel like Mega Evolutions look really good, and it really does make the Pokemon look either slightly different or very different. But I think that I like Mega Evolution more than what they did in Sword and Shield and what they did in Scarlet and Violet. I have to admit, I wasn't actually expecting the trailer to be this fun and good looking, and I am genuinely surprised, and I'm very, very interested in playing this game now. I will definitely be buying this game. It's probably going to be $60 because, Nintendo tax. But I'm pretty sure that this game is also going to be a huge, huge success. It's going to be incredibly popular. And I do hope that when the game comes out, it will actually look good and play well. That it will have no big bugs and glitches, no falling down the map, no more of this huge lag spikes that happens when you entered a big city, like in Scarlet and Violet. I really do hope the gameplay is smooth. I mean, from the trailer, it looks decent, but Scarlet and Violet also looked good in the trailer. But when released, it looked a bit different. It didn't look as crisp. So I really do hope that they took their time with this and they're doing it right. And like I said, being in a city instead of open world is a smart move by Game Freak. I think it's gonna help them out a lot. But also, I feel like Game Freak should also ask for some help by other developers who have more experience in creating open world games. And maybe they can help, Game Freak out a little bit. And one important thing that I almost forgot to mention, I don't think there's any voice acting in this game, which, again, Game Freak, is it really that hard to hire a couple of actors and actresses who can actually just do some voice lines for this game? You know? I think that would just make the game so much more interesting and so immersive. It would definitely help, elevate the Pokemon franchise, in my opinion, but I don't think there's going to be any voice acting in this game, which is going to be a shame. And if it's just going to be a lot of reading, I'm pretty sure that everybody is just going to mash A constantly just to get through it. That was the Pokemon Legends Z-A trailer. I am really happy with how this trailer looks and how it plays. I think it's very interesting. It has very interesting ideas. Yeah, I hope you guys also had a good time watching this video. If you did, then, give a like, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. And I stream over on Twitch from Monday to Friday at 12 p.m. Central European Time. If you're interested, there is a little link down in the description below, or a little icon that you can also just click on and it'll take you right to my Twitch page. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.